מכניסי רחמים, הכניסו רחמנו, לפני בעל הרחמים.
Welcome to another session of Daily Inspiration, preparing for the Yom Noraim. Often in our relationships with other people, we do things, we act in ways that we think the other people expect us to act. Because we're afraid of being accused of fraudulent behavior, we're afraid that people will think that we're trying to trick them. So we try to stay as consistent as possible in our relationships with other people, so as not to throw them or ourselves off. But the Rambam says when it comes to our relationships with God, that is not the case. The Rambam in the 7th chapter of Hilchos Tshuva, paragraph 6, says, Gidola tshuva shemekareves es ha'adam l'shchina. Great is repentance, that it brings a person closer to God. Emesh, just yesterday, hayezeh sanui lifnei hamakom. A person just yesterday may have been not just unwanted, but hated by God. Yet, after tshuva, says the Rambam, the person can be considered one of God's loving and most devoted servants. Says the Rambam, a person literally from one day to the next can turn from God's great enemy into God's greatest lover. And what the Rambam is trying to tell us is not just that tshuva is effective in the sense that God is willing to accept us, but the Rambam is telling us more, that each of us has the ability to completely change from one day to the next and not worry about what the reaction to our change might be. One day we might do something that we're not proud of, and we may even do that for many days, many months, many years, and it may become routine, such that it's difficult to let go of that routine. But the Rambam says you don't have to be ashamed to let go of the routine. You don't have to think of yourself as a fraud if you do, because you can completely change yourself with tshuva. You can decide to be a completely different person, and God will accept that changed person, will accept us not as frauds, but as the most sincere representations of ourselves, and as people who are just trying to bring out the very best in ourselves. Wishing you and yours a chasiva chasima tova and a good yantif.